Hello and welcome. Today, uh, actually, I was reading a book. Uh, I was reading a book which is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This was one of the most recommended book by my coach, who's Batra. He has been reading this book continuously for about maybe 50 years plus. It's very important, to know why somebody would read that book, one book, for 50 years. Is he such a slow reader, or is it something else? That question came up, and then I asked that question to him. His answer was very, very clear. When somebody like Napoleon Hill, who wrote the book, when he spent his whole life writing that book, that means there must be something in that. So there must, so it is better to not to reinvent the wheel and start reading one book, almost every day. It's not that, you read every day the same book and the same, full book every time, but, it's like, even if you read one chapter, one page of that book, it gives so much value. It gives so much value. New things start opening up. We may know things, we may know that information, whatever we are reading, but when we read it for the second time, it gives us a different perspective. It brings something different in us, you know. So I would definitely recommend everyone also to read that book. I'm reading it. Uh, Actually, I'm now reading it for the second time. First time when I read it, I just read it, just flipped through it very, very quickly. But this time I'm reading it, I'm making notes, and all of a sudden, to understand it in more detail, I thought, why not really? I share my findings and my notes with all of you as well. So here I am to record my video and share my learnings. I'm sure that not all of you would like to read books, but if you are able to get some information out of that book, sure, that would be easy gain. So go for it. There are about 13 principles in that book. 13 steps to grow rich. It's think and grow rich. Whatever you can think, you can achieve. So I've kind of pasted those 13 principles here for me for my regular view and for the reminder, so that I don't miss out things. I will read out those 13 principles. The first principle, which is kind of very, very, very important, is to have a burning desire. If we have a burning desire, then definitely that is the first step to, move towards the riches. So we should have a goal. We should be in love with our goal. If we do not have a goal, we'll never reach anywhere. As it is said, if we are kind of going from place X to place Y, we should know where we are going. And only if we know where we are going, we are able to reach there. If we don't even know where we are going, we'll take out a car from our house and then go out, and we don't know where we are going, we'll just roam around and come back. We'll definitely waste our fuel, which is our energy. We'll definitely waste our time, which is again our energy, and which is very precious. Without our goal, without any goal, we'll never reach anywhere wherever we want to reach. So first chapter is about burning desire, about how to find out our goal. And that too, what we love to do. Second chapter, second important step is about self-talk. We must keep on reminding ourselves, what is the goal? It is very easy to set up a goal and then forget it. I don't think so we want to do that, all of us, a lot of you who are watching it may be young, we are growing, I don't know what age group you are from. But for me, it's like about, a lot of years of my life has gone by. So from now on, I don't want to really get derailed. I'm sure that everyone would, when we start, when we get, every December we set up new goals, and January 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, we just drop on the goals, and every next year again we set up the same goals. So no, I don't think so that's a good way. The best way is to keep on reminding yourself. So if you remind yourself, that is an awesome way to do it, awesome way to achieve your goals. So the suggestion, which is very important suggestion in this book, is to read those goals. First of all, write those goals, whatever you want to achieve, and to read those goals at least twice a day. Once as soon as you wake up, and second time once you go back to bed. And if you have got time in between, please make sure that you read that. There are different ways to put that reminders. During next course of next few days, we will definitely talk more about that. But right now, it is very important that you should know that, as a summary, write those goals and remind yourself about those goals. We'll talk about those, setting up those goals in detail going forward. Third step is imagination. If you can imagine it, if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. If you can't imagine it, then the situation is tough. That means that thing is not meant for us, meant for you. So make sure whatever your goal is, around that, or whatever imaginations are coming your way, give a good awareness to your imagination. Don't just neglect your imagination. Don't just say that imagination are for the kids. No, imagination are not for the kids. Imaginations are for everyone. We all are very, very imaginative. All are very, very creative. We sometimes call it a dream. But if you are able to recall that dream, if you are able to set up those imaginations while you are awake, while with your open eyes, then that gives a very, very good strong point for you to achieve it. Fourth is, which is very important. Now, since we have got an imagination, we have got a goal, we have got a burning desire, we have got all of that, but what next? Important is to set up, to take massive action. To take action. Don't don't stress too much on planning and charting out our own path, till the end of the journey. No, it is not the way it has to work. Even if, if you look at the small journey which you all take, from your home to office, even if it is 5 kilometers, you know where you're going, but you don't chart your path, you don't chart everything that, at this traffic signal I'll stop, and after this, at this place I'll be slow, at this place I'll be fast. No, you don't do that. You just move out with full faith, that you know where you are going. And the path is shown to you. Sometimes if there's a road construction going on or something is happening, then you detour, right? That is not something which you plan. That you only find out when you are reaching, when you are there, when you are kind of, when you are reached up to that level. Very important. Take action. If you don't take action, nothing is going to come. Nobody is going to take that action for you. You have a goal, you have a burning desires, you have an imagination. It is your duty to set up that action as well. If you don't take that action, it will take years and years and years and years to, for you to achieve something. Okay, now the fourth, another principle which we have as defined in that book is set up a mastermind group. We all know, we all have experienced, when we were in school, when we were in college, when we were kind of studying at home or wherever, in some subjects we have done really, really well. In some subjects we have not done that well. And in whatever subjects you have done well, there are two things which you would find most common to that. One is that you got a company of somebody who's like-minded, or your teacher is such a awesome teacher that they knew how to push you. Yeah, those time have gone when the teacher is taking your responsibility and putting you through the textbooks and all that. Nowadays it is your own responsibility. So set up a mastermind group, find out people who are kind of like-minded, and set up a mastermind group. Make somebody else, you become accountable for their goals and they become accountable for your goals, though you have to be accountable, but they are your accountability partners. They will keep on reminding you. Set up a mastermind group, for the like-minded people. Don't waste your time, spending, going out for drinks if you have got a dream, going out for smoke, or going out for, the uh, the people where you have to really please and be with them and behave like them. Don't do that. If you have got a goal, if you have got an imagination, if you have got a burning desire, the easy way to do it, be part of the like-minded people. For that, important is to set up a mastermind group. I have got a mastermind group. I have got couple of people whom we meet, almost every day, or whenever it is required, and then make each other accountable, make each other responsible for what we want to do. My suggestion is to go for it. Now we have done almost all the 5 steps. What next? The next is to change your beliefs. If you don't change the beliefs, because we are programmed with a negative belief. We are programmed money does not grow on trees. We are programmed that hard work is the only key to success. Yes, hard work is required, but hard work is not the key to success. Smart work is key to success, and being accountable is key to success. Having a burning desire is key to success. For that, important is to work on your beliefs. If we have got such a strong paradigms of many things, which has kind of grown in within us for like 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever, from the time we are in this planet Earth. So now, since we have woken up and we have got a goal which we want to achieve, we need to also look at our beliefs. If we really want to earn some money, our beliefs about money has to change. If we really want to achieve some goal, if you really want to, maybe fly, our belief about that has to change. There are situations where people levitate, right? Individually, people can levitate on the touch. That's against gravity, but you might have seen that happening. Some may have seen, some might not have seen. But there are references to that in many texts, and there are many people who have experienced that themselves. How does that happen? That only happens when you change your belief. If you're stuck in the old beliefs, then it's tough, and it doesn't happen. So, reprogram your belief is the 6th step. The 7th step, the important step, is to find your higher purpose. Define the 6th sense, or like be vigilant to your 6th sense. We all know our 5 senses, but there is a 6th sense which is more prevalent. When universe talks to you, you may find it funny right now. Some of you may find it funny. Some of you may find it very relevant. Universe always gives an indication. If we are vigilant to that, if we are not vigilant, then we might take up some logical reasoning or logical steps which in our small mind gives us direction to. Whenever we are doing something wrong, intentionally, unintentionally, some cheating, some small, even if it is small cheating, crossing the red light, crossing these traffic signals, when nobody is watching, you know, still somebody gives you that warning not to do that. It's not correct. Who does that? Is it you, or it is your? For me, the way I see it, that is, universe gives you that indication. Universe gives you uh, that message. But if you don't listen to the universe, you will move on. Yeah, you may get a policeman ahead, you may get a ticket, you may get somebody else who's kind of also crossing the traffic signal like the way you are, and then you bang each other. It could be anything, but that normally happens for the first time. But then your belief is, okay, I can move on, I can move on, I can move on. Then universe will stop talking to you. So be vigilant to the universe. That's very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. Yeah. The seventh step, as defined, is to have absolute faith. Faith is not about having faith on your religion. Faith is having faith on the universe, having faith on your goal, on your desire. You will achieve. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. So you should have an absolute faith. Come what may, my goal will be achieved. If you do not have that faith, then even if you have done those 6 steps brilliantly, there is still a possibility that you will face, fail on that. Specialize. The 7th way is specialize. Whatever your goal is, whatever your desire is, mere by thinking, mere by taking action, merely by imagination or something, it's not going to happen. So we have to put a real constant effort in becoming good in that. Maybe if you want to really do mountaineering, you want to climb Mount Everest with 1 foot, you have to start walking with 1 foot. So you have to start learning. You have to start learning some nuances about that trade or technology or whatever you want to do. So whatever your goal is. That's another important aspect. Then make a plan and work on that. The 9th step is make a plan. Make a plan. Yeah, don't keep on planning. Whatever you see, just make a plan and move on. Like my other example. Another example is like when you go out in a car in the middle of the night. If you switch on the headlight, you only see 200 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. You don't see farther than that. But you still move on, right? When you cross that 100 meter, another 100 meters will be visible to you. So you should have a faith and you should have a plan and you should move on. Don't try to chart so diligently the end of the plan. Go for it. You should know that it is going to happen. I'm not saying just go blindly, and start jumping in an ocean. Maybe you can jump in the ocean also, you never know. But I don't know how to do it. I'm kind of saying, all the material goals which you have. If you want to be a swimmer, if you want to be a great athlete, or if you want to do anything, if you want to excel in your business, if you want to excel in your in the vocation which you are in, if you're working for somebody and you want to really excel there, yes, go for it, start whatever you know with whatever you have, and don't keep on delaying it. Don't keep on planning and planning and planning and planning and planning and then don't execute. The next one is to be persistent. If you are persistent, it's fairly easy to remain on the path. Otherwise, any first sign of failure, a lot of people come back. People want to do network marketing because network marketing is definitely one of the best businesses in the world. But lack of, they are all excited when somebody sells them, and then as soon as they go out and start selling that to somebody else and their close friend and family and whoever it is, because that's where they tap. As soon as they, first rejection comes, they say, oh, it's not for me. Because we are not persistent. So if you want to really move on, be persistent and move on. There would be a lot of failures which will come your way. But if you've got a burning desire, if you've got a goal, persistence will lead you the way. Or 12th principle is transform your sexual desire. Sex has got both elements, a positive side and a negative side. Just make it as a fuel which will help you to achieve your goals. As we move along, we'll talk more in this chapter or this step. Listen to your gut feelings. Again, as I said earlier, the universe gives you an indication. What is that? That's your gut feeling. So listen to your gut feeling. If you think something is wrong, that probably is. That's a first indication. If you think something will go on, yes, if you're positive, gung-ho, please go on. If you think something is wrong and then you still keep on going the path, you may end up in a wrong street. So listen to your feelings, but that might take you slightly longer. You have to experiment that and experience that, but be aware of that. Another key is to be aware. So what the next step, I just read through or summarized these steps right now. As a next step, what we will do is, over the next course of next few weeks, I'll be talking more on each chapter or each step, much more in detail. So stay tuned, keep looking forward to it, and if you have any query or any suggestion, any comment, please feel free to write back, in the comment section below. This is my first video actually, so I will be more planned and much more better, but I took an action as soon as I this thought comes to my mind. Alright then, look forward to connect with you. If you got any suggestion, please do write in the comments, and see you next time. Bye bye.